That guy, I remember him saying it was time for him to move on.
Good for him. I wonder where he's off to next.
If you're curious, why don't we go and see for ourselves?
Some other time, perhaps. I'd like to stay here for a while.
It's the lantern rite again. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to see the lanterns ourselves one day?
You can make a wish without a lantern, you know. My mom told me. As long as you yell it really loud, your wish will come true in the future.
Yell it? Isn't that kinda embarrassing?
As soon as the first person yells, then everyone else just joins in, and nobody feels embarrassed anymore.
That's right. Little Woo, you start.
All right, I wish I could open a massive restaurant with never-ending dishes and snacks, so I could eat Joy You and chili chicken every day!
That's your wish?
If that's so funny, what's your wish?
To get rich, of course. Do big business and make a load of Mora. With Mora, you can do whatever you want and be happy.
Yeah, if you get rich, you could buy that super expensive toy box.
Not just one. One for everyone. No, loads for everyone.
Well, if Momo's gonna be a businessman, then I don't need to earn any money.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's tough getting rich. Don't put all the pressure on me.
As for me, I want to learn to make Ming Xiao lanterns. The big kind! And Xiao lanterns, too. I'll be the best artisan around.
Yeah! That way we don't need to go to Liyue Harbor to release Xiao lanterns.
Anyway, those are our wishes. Mung, Big G, what about you? Me?
Huh? They all disappeared. Right when he was about to make his wish.
It brings back so many memories. That was the last lantern ride the five of us spent together.
It's been so long. Everyone's all grown up. Have all those wishes really come true?
We asked each of them for parting gifts for you. Little Woo's become a chef. Momo's a successful businessman. And Zongza makes great shell lanterns.
Really? Wow.
We've never forgotten our childhood dreams. We've kept them in our hearts as a promise to each other. Anyway, time to release this lantern.
Hey, take a hint. Let's give them some space to go over the good old days. Take the hint? Really? Of all of us, you're the one who needs to learn how to read the room!
Really? The end result is the same, though. Exactly what I do and how I do it are just minor technicalities. As I explained, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was, once upon a time, more akin to a doctor's office than an actual funeral parlor. During the Archon War, piles of corpses covered the wilderness. People were plunged into misery and suffering. Disease was spreading all over the land. Death devastated the world of the living. Such were the times when the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first established. As humans, its founders were deemed too insignificant to matter, but slowly, they managed to drive away death.
They must have paid a huge price for that.
After generations, Liyue Harbor became a bustling hub of prosperity, luring people with dreams of great fame and abundant mora. But in the end, some lunatics stirred up the legacy of the dead. By that I mean the remnants of the defeated gods that ravaged the world. I won't go into specifics of that situation, but suffice to say that at its peak, life was on the verge of bringing about its own extinction, while death was coming back with a vengeance. It took a long, long time, longer than you'd think, to restore balance and reinstate the border. Without it, Liyue Harbor as we know it wouldn't be here today, neither would the Wangsheng funeral parlor, you or me. Not a chance. Curiosity can be perilous, you know. Don't forget my warning, the less you know, the better. What you make of my words is up to you. I do hope that most of it flew over your heads, though. The Wangsheng funeral parlor is just that, a funeral parlor. Nothing more to it. We live in peaceful times, but this harmonious coexistence between life and death should never be taken for granted. Huh? It's about time. Let's go. Let's take them to the place where all begins and all goes to rest.
What kind of place is that?
I just mean where we first bumped into each other. I come up with fun names for things sometimes, okay? No need to hound me with questions about every little thing I say. I think we did everything we could to make you happy, Big G, wouldn't you say? But if you ever really do become an evil spirit and come back with more nefarious nonsense in mind, I may have to forget our friendship and give you a far less fond farewell.
I won't, I promise. I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. Now that I know that my friends are doing so well, I have no intention to bother them.
I also want to thank you. You made my dream come true, too.
So you should also mind my warning, Mung. If you won't let go of the past, I might reunite you two sooner than you think.
How can you say such horrendous things with that smile on your face?
Well then, last but not least, let's say our goodbyes to Big G.
See you later, Big G.
Not like that. You won't be seeing him later. Let's stick to goodbye and such.
No worries. I'll just take my leave. I'm sorry. Of all the wishes we yelled that day, only ours hasn't come true.
Nah, don't be bothered by that. No life is without its regrets. You can leave in peace now.
All right. I'll remember you all. Goodbye.
He's gone then. I thought that closure would bring me relief, but all I can feel now is emptiness.
So, what was the wish you two made? We didn't have a chance to hear it earlier.
Well, after each of us has started a family and built a career, we want both our families to spend the Lantern Rite together. That's why I envy my friends so much. Little Wu and the rest, they all had a chance to fulfill their wishes. Mine, however, will remain just a dream.
That's right. Also, think about this. Everyone gets burnt to ash one day. So enjoy your life while you can, and when your duty to the living is over, you can meet whoever you want again in the afterlife. Isn't that great?
Thank you? Either way, I don't think I'll ever return to Wuwang Hill. I have a lot of feelings to process.
No worries. It's a good opportunity for you to go on vacation. Consider your leave approved. Naturally, this doesn't change the terms of our previous agreement. The leave will be unpaid.
Aren't you forgetting about something?
I took you to the border and let you have a look around, didn't I? But based on your reaction, it seems like you didn't find what you're looking for. It is a pity indeed.
The biggest pity of all is your lack of help.
I was fishing around on your behalf through the channels that aren't accessible to you. Unfortunately, I didn't find any leads worth pursuing either. I'll keep my eyes open in case anything crops up. If so, I'll be sure to let you know.
You don't sound like you mean it.
I'm not an expert on tracking down the living. However, if you want me to summon someone from the other side of the border...
Oh, stop saying creepy stuff!
Relax. I'll help you look for them. You have my word. My exquisite sense of humor always goes unappreciated. I have my reasons.
Reasons?
The spirits we saw near the border are the dead that still long for the world of the living. But I've never seen any of the previous directors there, not even once. This means that becoming the director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the right decision for them, and left them with no regrets.
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Honorary Knight. I know you must be busy. Well, to make a long story short, there's a particular matter at hand that the Knights requires your assistance with. I have been meaning to have a word with you if the occasion presented itself, but as you know, Mondstadt's safety must always be my first priority. I have recently received multiple reports from the Knights of someone within the Lawrence clan having close dealings with the Fatui.
The Fatui? Again? Oh, but who are the Lawrence clan?
There was a dark period in Mondstadt's history when the aristocracy ruled over the city. The hard-won freedom that followed with the fall of Decarabian was lost once again as slavery spread throughout the land. The first Dandelion Knight, Vanessa, spearheaded the revolution that overthrew the old aristocratic system and established the Knights of Favonius, leading Mondstadt to become the city that you see today. The aristocrats that had oppressed the people of Mondstadt were none other than the Lawrence clan.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So the clan's descendants are now scheming with the bad guys to carry out more dubious deeds.
We suspect as much, though we have yet to obtain any solid evidence. The reason I summoned you here today is to ask you to help us further investigate this matter. Unfortunately, the Knights of Favonius and the aristocracy have been at odds with one another for as long as I can remember. We've already considered every possible way of resolving our differences, but it seems the descendants of the aristocracy remain antagonistic towards the Knights. No matter what stance we take when dealing with them, the outcome is always the same. Our efforts only result in adding more fuel to the flames. We could come knocking on their door on the grounds of a search warrant, but if the investigation were to come up empty, I'm afraid tensions and distrust would only increase. All of our past efforts would have been wasted. You are in fact the best candidate to represent the Knights of Favonius. But you need not emphasize your role as the honorary knight. You're a traveler from a distant land, and you can approach the aristocrats in this way. Once you come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, you should be in a good position to learn more of their possible connections with the Fatui.
Whoa, leave it to Master Jean to come up with such a thorough plan.
Perhaps such plans have become second nature after all the diplomatic issues I've dealt with. The name of the Lawrence clan member in question is Schubert. Lately, he can often be found strolling near the northern city walls. It is said that he is difficult to get along with due to his temperamental disposition, but if we approach him calmly, then things should go off without a hitch. Thanks again for your help. If you run into any snags along the way, I'll do anything in my power to support you.
Huh? Who are you?
Hello, we're here to...
Hello? Did I hear you correctly? Hello? Huh. And I suppose you think that you can simply strut up here and greet me in such an ignoble and vulgar manner? Given that I don't recognize you, I can only assume that you are a traveler of some variety. I'll have you know that you are speaking with the Schubert Lawrence, a blood descendant of the magnanimous nobility. If you wish to address me, you'd best consider your words more carefully. Such nonchalant manners are inadmissible and will never do. Now, if you're somehow capable of understanding anything I've said, then you will get down on your knees, apologize for your negligent actions, and give me a proper introduction. That is the appropriate etiquette.
That's etiquette? Paimon's never heard of something so complicated before.
Huh. In former times, when people knew their place and respected traditions, such conduct was only basic courtesy when greeting a nobleman. And neglect